to the Midday News on Fox Carolina. Spring is officially here, and that means many are taking the opportunity to get outside and start planting flowers. And if you don't have a green thumb and you're looking for where to start, we're going to go over some tips on how you can thrive this gardening season. Joining me now from Country Boys Garden Center is Alan. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
I'm excited because I'm one of those people that does not have a green thumb, so I'm going to learn a lot, I feel, right now. You're going to teach me.
Plants are very easy.
Okay.
They're just like children. You feed them and you water them.
Feed, water.
And that's about it.
Okay.
A healthy plant, 95% of all problems with plants are physiological. Sunlight, water, and food.
All right.
Just the way a human is.
Yeah, we can all do this.
We can all do this.
We can all tackle gardening
So it's
today.
simple. We want to keep this thing very, very simple. So today I brought a bunch of different varieties of plants to us. And tomorrow's Good Friday. Historically, Good Friday is the planting day for gardens. Whether that's true for the weather or not, because we still have the big elephant in the room. And usually April 15th is frost-free day, and our weather person will tell us that. And generally after, because I was in the orchard business a long time before I got into this, you hardly ever had a killing frost after March 15th, 1 out of 4 years. Okay, so, but I did get froze out in May. So we have to understand that we want to protect what we plant now, and it is time to start, but be careful and be ready to protect your plants. Do not use plastic, only use a sheet or a pillowcase, something like that. That'll protect your plants for any type of frost that you have.
And what's nice is our first alert meteorologist will usually let you know if it's going to be cold and you need to protect those plants. That's good.
Let's start out with, since it's Good Friday, let's talk about the vegetable plants.
Okay, let's do it.
This is a tomato plant. We carry about 60 varieties of tomato plants, from heirlooms to cherries to regular to new hybrids. And one of the secrets to tomato plants are a lot of people plant them in the same spot year after year after year. We don't want to do that. We want to be a sustainable gardener, and we want to rotate our plants every 4 years within our garden. That way we keep our soil healthy, and we do not have problems with soil disease that way. In majority of the customers that come because they have a small garden come to me and they say, I can't grow tomatoes anymore. Well, we have to go to a tub then, or a container. And you can go put that container over the same soil that you had your tomatoes in, as long as the roots don't go through the bottom of the container.
And we'll be good.
And you can, potting soil and compost, you can grow that almost anywhere. It's great. The next year you have to remember, you have to Clorox that pot, because the disease does carry through from one year to the next. But if you have diseased soil, you have to stay out of it for 4 years.
Good to know.
So that's a tomato plant.
Love that.
Now, tomato plants are very easy to handle. I like to have a tomato plant about this high. I lay them in the soil about 4 inches deep, and where my fingers are here that's all I leave out of the soil. And when I make this bend on the tomato plant, that initiates rooting here, and will also initiate flowering quicker than if I planted him just deep.
Yeah, we've never thought to do that.
So that's easy. We want to remember on tomato plants, whenever we plant them, we want to use some lime, because you've heard of blossom end rot, the little black that gets on the bottom of the tomato. It's no good. A little bit of lime is all it takes, maybe 4 or 5 tablespoons for each plant. Work it into the soil well. Make sure your potash and phosphorus is worked into the soil, because your potash and phosphorus will not move in the soil. So when you plant the plant, mix your fertilizer into the soil deep, so that the roots can use it. We also brought some pepper plants. We carry about 40 varieties of peppers, hot, green, all kinds of peppers. This is a bell pepper. And the bell pepper will not bloom all summer. When it gets 90 degrees, guess what happens? It will not pollinate. So it'll produce heavily up until you have really high weather, really hot weather, and then it'll produce again in the fall without a problem. This is a different type of pepper, and it's called Cubanelle. And commonly it's called a frying pepper, but it's a substitute for a bell pepper. When you slice it and put it in your salad or whatever, it tastes basically the same. But guess what? This pepper will produce all summer. without any problem. So we've talked about a couple. There's several different things here
Yes.
that we can talk
And we
about.
are almost out of time, so I just want to really quickly, can
All
you
right.
show us some of the flowers really quickly?
Geraniums. Everybody
Beautiful
thinks there's
pink.
nothing but red geraniums. We carry 18 varieties.
Yes, love that.
The majority of all gardening today in the Greenville area is container gardening, the English cottage garden look. And this is what you have. We have probably 500 different varieties of colored flowers and fillers and spillers that make this container garden that you really like. When you see one that's all mixed up, well, the crazier you get, the prettier it is.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay, good.
But always match your flowers to the color of your home.
I love that. And what are these ones over here?
This is the Kimberly Queen. It's our biggest seller that we have. It's a full sun fern that's used mostly around the pools and so forth in the Greenville area. We sell about 4,500 of those a year.
Oh, very popular.
And right now we have the pink hydrangea on sale, and we have a ton of them, and they're there for Easter.
Okay, perfect. Now, these are absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for bringing such a nice display here. Of course, if you are interested, Country Boys Garden Center has 2 locations, one in Taylor's on Wade Hampton Boulevard and one in Greenville on Woodruff Road. For more information, you can head to our website at foxcarolina.com. And speaking of garden,